Dear students, welcome to online classes of SRS Heritage School. I am going to start new lesson from Political Science, Chapter 2, the Union Government. So we have learnt in the previous lesson that India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. England and France have unitary system of government. India, like the United States of America, has a federal system of government. That means there is a union government at the center and the state governments in the states. India has a union states. The parts of the nations are divided between the center and the state. However, the central government has been given more powers in the view of the unity and security of the nation during emergencies. It exercises these powers through the legislative, executive, and judiciary. From this chapter, you learn the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, their structure, membership, qualification, functions. Also, you learn the elections of the president, qualification to become president, how elections are conducted to choose the president, and what are the qualifications required to become a president of the country. All these you learn. Also, you learn about the prime minister and his functions. The central government has been given more powers in view of the unity and security of the nation during the emergencies. It exercises these powers through the legislature, executive, and judiciary. Dear students, you must know that there is a government which is look after the welfare of the people. A government is a body or a set of people who have the power to make and enforce laws within an organization, group, or a country through customs, institutions, and laws. Government is the only institution in a country which can make laws and enforce them legally. All governments, whether in India or in any part of the world, have three basic powers. Legislative powers, this is the power of the make laws and frame public policies. Executive powers, this is the power to execute, enforce, and administer laws. Judicial powers, this is the power to interpret laws, to determine their meaning and settle disputes that arises within a society. That three organs of the government we have. See that Indian Constitution has decentralized the power to the union government, state government, and local self-government. The union government, it is having three organs: legislature, executive, judiciary. Legislature, it makes the laws. The selected members who are elected by the people, they are sitting in the parliament. This is the parliament, image of the parliament. The member of the parliament who are called as the MP. So they are the member of the legislature. What is the function of legislature? They make the laws. All the member of the parliament, they make the laws on different subjects. And second organ is that executive. It is going to implement the laws. Laws are made in legislature and it is going to implement in the executive. Executive consisted with the president, prime minister, cabinet minister, and council of ministers. Okay, you could have seen that our honorable prime minister Narendra Modi, who commander executive, and Ramnath Kovind, who is the president of our country. So next, judiciary. The highest court is the Supreme Court. What is the functions of the judiciary? It interprets the laws or it explains the laws. Now let us discuss about the union legislature. India has adopted the parliamentary system of government, and the union legislature is also called the parliament. There are many types of governments are there, but whereas India, it adopted the parliamentary system of government. It is the lengthiest system of the government. Okay. Also it is called as the union legislature. Article 79 provides for the creation of the parliament. There are many articles are there in the Indian Constitution. So it gives detailed information about the creation of the parliament, why parliament is created, and what are the functions of the parliament. The parliament is consisted with Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. So parliament consisted with Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Parliament consists of two houses. One is upper house, which is called as the Rajya Sabha, and the lower house is called the Lok Sabha. There are two houses are there. They are the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha is called as the upper house. It is a permanent house. Lok Sabha is called as the lower house. It is the duration of the Lok Sabha is only 5 years. Okay. So both houses are going to look after the welfare of the country. You could have observed the picture how Rajya Sabha is forming. So nominated members of the Rajya Sabha, the formation, and also here in Rajya Sabha, the distinguished the representatives are going to sit in the Rajya Sabha. How many members are there in the Rajya Sabha? And also the how they elect and who elect, let us learn. The number of the seats in the Rajya Sabha is 250, of which 238 members are elected by the members of the state assemblies and also union territories. As you know that there are many states are there. From many states assemblies are there. A legislative assembly. Who will be their member of the legislative assembly? The MLAs, member of the legislative assembly. All 28 states along with the union territories, the representatives are going to choose the member for the Rajya Sabha. From them, they are choosing to the Rajya Sabha. The remaining 12 members who are experts from various fields like literature, art, science and social work are nominated by the President. Only the 250 members are electing to the Rajya Sabha directly from the state legislative assembly and union territory, and the remaining 12 members are going to elect from the President. They should be expert in the various fields. They should work in the literature as a poet and also the writer, and he must be a scholar and is expert in the particular literature and art, one of the artists, and science, may scientist or one who work extraordinary in the field of the science, and also the social work, even social reformer also, like in the field of the literature, art, science, social work, all these one who have got experience and work a lot from them. So some of the around 12 members are elected by the President. Okay, this house is also known as the House of the Elders. Why it is called as the House of the Elders? Because most of the experience and experts in different fields. Okay, from them intellectual information we can get it, that because they were expert in their field. So all those 12 members are elected by the President. Then Rajya Sabha is a permanent body and is not dissolved like the Lok Sabha. As you know that Lok Sabha is dissolving once in a 5 years. Okay, only duration of the Lok Sabha is only 5 years. And meanwhile, if the majority is not there, so they can be give up the government. They can be dissolve the government. Every member are going to give the resignation, and in case if anybody resign, there is no majority at all, so that is again midday that mid election will be conducted. It is not a permanent body. It is having a power only the 5 years. Okay, once in a 5 years elections are conducted. At the time of the election, again majority party is going to form the government. So whereas Rajya Sabha, it is a permanent body. Here it is the duration of the Rajya Sabha is not 5 years. 1/3 of the members are going to take the retirement. Okay. Rajya Sabha is a permanent body and is not dissolved like the Lok Sabha. But the term of the members is 6 years. The members who are electing to the Rajya Sabha, their duration is 6 years. Okay. After completion of the 6 years, they are going to take the retirement. 1/3 of its members retired on completion of the 6-year term every second year. Okay. So often when they are selected, 1/3 of the members are going to get the retirement. a very second year. In this place, new members are elected. One more, if any candidates or member of the Rajya Sabha has resigned for his post, so again they are going to replace the new one. What are the qualifications required to become a member of Rajya Sabha? Let us learn one by one. Should be a citizen of India. He or she should be citizen of India. And should not be less than 30 years of age. What is the age duration to become a member of the Rajya Sabha? They fix 30 years. Whereas in Lok Sabha, 25 years. Okay. So their age should be less than 30 years. Should not have been punished under the law. They should not be participate in any criminal activities. Okay. They should be prompt and they should not have been punished under law. No cases should be in the judiciary. Okay, they should not be get any punishment also. He should not have been declared to be person of unsound mind by a court of law. He should not be mad or unsound mind. Okay, he should not be convicted by the court of law, and also he should not be declared as a unsound person, and also they is unfit for that. Okay, such candidate should not be choose and should be possess qualifications specified from time to time by the Parliament. When and then Parliament is going to prescribe some of the special that is office and also the qualification, and that is programs are going to change that at that time. So the Parliament held responsible or the Parliament new ideas and new laws also to be follow that. Okay. What are the qualifications required to become a member of the Rajya Sabha? First point is, he should be a citizen of India. He should not be less than 35 years of age, and he should not have been punished under the law. He should not have been declared to be a person of the unsound mind by court of law. Should possess qualifications specified from time to time by the Parliament. Here, who is heading the Rajya Sabha? Vice President is the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Here, chairman and deputy chairman will be there, two important posts in the Rajya Sabha. Here, the vice president is the chairman of the Rajya Sabha, and deputy chairman is the chosen from among the members. There are many members are there, around 250 members of Rajya Sabha and 12 members of the experters. So among them, one will be selected as a deputy chairman from the Rajya Sabha. At least 10% of the members, a minimum 25 members should be present during the session of the Rajya Sabha. When and then the session will be taken place in the Rajya Sabha and also the Lok Sabha. So here also whenever session will be take place, so at that time minimum 10%, at least 10% of the members should be there, or 25 members should be there. They should be gathered to discuss about the laws. And the house should be meet at least twice in a year. So more than 2 times they can be, but maximum 2 times they have to meet at the Rajya Sabha. So house meet should be mean assembly should be called up at least 2 times in a year. Dear students, so far we have been learnt about the what is known as union government, and also what are the functions and how the members of the Rajya Sabha are elected, how many members are there in the Rajya Sabha, and remaining 12 members how they elect by the president. Everything you have been learnt. Now let us discuss about the Lok Sabha and also its structure. So the members of the Lok Sabha are elected directly by the people. So it is known as the House of the People. Okay. So who elect the members of the Lok Sabha? People. So who are the people? The person one who is having the age of 18 years. Okay, they are getting the right to vote. Okay, according to adult franchise method, the members are going to, or the people or the citizens are going to elect the members for the Parliament. Okay, the members of the Lok Sabha are elected directly by the people. They elect directly by the people. So it is known as the House of the People. The maximum number of seats in 545. How many members are there in the Lok Sabha? There are 545 members are there in the Lok Sabha. Among 543 members are directly elected by the people. So among them, 543 members who are in the Lok Sabha, they are directly elected by the people. but whereas 2 Anglo-Indians are nominated by the president, remaining 2 they are selected from the president who are considered as the Anglo-Indians. Okay, so 543 members are directly electing by the people of the country, and remaining 2 they are going to nominated by the president. They are considered as the Anglo-Indians, foreign basis. So 79 seats are reserved for the scheduled caste and 41 seats are reserved for the scheduled tribe. Here, as you know that some of the seats are preserved for the reservation categories. Who are the reservation categories? The scheduled caste and also the scheduled tribes. So they are specialized one who are getting the special power to get the chance to get sitting in the Lok Sabha. Among 79 seats reserved only for the scheduled caste, remaining 41 seats are reserved for the scheduled tribe, because economically, socially they are the backward, and as well as they are the marginalized people. So government constitution also privileged to them to empower the political rights also. So according to that, special numbers or specially scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, the seats are allotted. 79 seats for the scheduled caste and 41 seats for the scheduled tribes. Now you know that you could observe the picture. Our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi sir is open the session, is addressing to the member of the Lok Sabha. It is the first session of the 16th Lok Sabha. Okay, after appointing as a Prime Minister, for the first time he has taken the session. So he is addressing the gatherers. The Lok Sabha members are elected for a term of 5 years. What is the term of the Lok Sabha? 5 years. Okay, once in a 5 years elections are conducted. So in the election, the party which is getting the majority, they are going to form the government. So Lok Sabha duration is only 5 years. However, on the recommendation of the Prime Minister, the President may dissolve the Lok Sabha. So sometime if the condition is not unfavorable at that time, the Prime Minister is going to advise to the President to dissolve the Lok Sabha. Sometime it can be dissolved. During emergency, the term may be extended for 1 year. Okay, actually duration of the Lok Sabha is 5 years only. In case if there is emergency in the country, an economic and also the political background, so 1 more year can be extended. It is the consent of the President. Then what are the qualifications required to become a member of the Lok Sabha? So they are all the members who are sitting in the Lok Sabha. Okay, one should be citizen of India. He should be citizen of India. Must not be less than 20 years of age. So what is the age prescribed for the member of Lok Sabha? 25 years. Whereas in Rajya Sabha, 35 years. Okay, yeah, he should be a age of 25 years. Should not hold any office of the profit under the government. If you want to become a member of the Lok Sabha, he should not be a government employee. He should give up his job. Okay, so he should not hold any office of the profit under the government. He should not serve as a government employee. Okay, in case if he is a government employee, he has to resign his job, then he can join for the politics. Then it should not be person for unsound mind. It should not be unsound. It should be fit. Should not have been punished under law. It should not convicted by the court of the law. And also he should be he should not be, or he should be consider when and then what are the qualifications are going to prescribed by the parliament. And we have been learnt about how many members are there in Lok Sabha and what is the structure of the Lok Sabha and how the members of Lok Sabha are selected and what are the qualifications required. Now let us discuss about the powers and functions of the Lok Sabha. He should maintain the dignity and that is the decorum of the house. You know that the house which is very held dignitable place it is, and he has to maintain his dignity and status of discipline also, and what the functions are going on in the house, he should be held responsible to maintain the his dignity and also the discipline of the house also. the speaker gives the ruling whenever there are questions about validity of the proceedings. You know that sometime the session will be take place in the parliament or in Lok Sabha. At the time all the elected members who are called as the MPs are sitting in the houses also. So when session will be take place, there should be one head among them who is called as the speaker. Okay, speaker gives ruling whenever there are questions about validity of the proceeding. So questionnaire will be there on different subject, different topic. The discussion will be there among the members of the parliament. Okay, at that time, so she or he who is considered as the speaker of that house, they are considering and also they proceeds. They proceed. Sometimes they give order and they may ask any type of questions also. Okay, so speaker gives the ruling whenever there are the questions about validity of the proceedings. Ruling means just how to behave, how to maintain and everything, the controlling. Okay, and to coordinating them. Okay, so speaker is held responsible for the proceedings, and according to the that is protocol, all including the prime minister are expected to respect the speaker of the houses. So before the speaker, who are the members are gathering in the parliament, including the honorable prime minister and other cabinet minister, council of minister, everyone. So when the speaker comes to the house, they should be respect. They should be stand and to be respect. Okay, so when bills get equal members of votes for and when bills get equal members of votes for and against them, the speaker casts the deciding vote. Regarding if a majority party is going to lose the that is the place at that time, they may ask to give the voting. So at that time, the members are going to give the voting, but at the same time, if the speaker casts the that is the deciding vote. Okay, so sometimes even the speaker also can cast their vote. You know that the ruling government is look aftering welfare of the people. At the same time, the opposition party will be there. Which is the opposition party? One who got less majority than the ruling party. Okay, they're called as the opposition party. So now let us discuss what is the role of the work of the opposition leader. Here there are different parties are there. In each different parties, the member will be there, president will be there, secretaries will be there. They are also sitting in the houses. Highlight the wrong doings of the ruling government. Here you know that the government which is look after the welfare of the people, they make many laws also, they implement the laws also. Whenever they make a wrong decision, whenever they make a wrong thing in the government, at that time the opposition party is going to oppose. They are bring to the notice of the people and also the media. Okay, they are acting as a important person regarding the objection of the any wrong thing about the government. Examine the policies of the government thoroughly. So there are many policies are made about the different subject and regarding programs also. So all these policies are going to observe by the opposition party. Okay, thoroughly they observe. If any wrong things are there, they are going to bring to the notice of the people and also to the other person. Keep the government council of ministers and officials alert. So they are eager to find out the mistake done by the government. Okay, so all they will be alert. The opposition party leader will be alert, and also so even the council of ministers and also the other ministers who are implementing the laws and everything, at that time the opposition party leader is alert, and also they bring his suggestion regarding the wrong deeds of the ministers. Has a respectable position in the legislature. So who is having a respectable position in the legislature? The opposition leader or head of the opposition leader, president, who is considered as the respectable position in the legislature. How the prime minister gets the important position in the same way, he gets the respect position in the legislature. Now powers and functions of the parliament. So first one is legislative powers. A difference between the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, I think you could have seen that. Later we see the main functions of the parliament is to make the laws. So you know that the MPs who are sitting in the parliament, they are making the laws on different subjects. Okay, there are three subjects are there: the central list and state list and concurrent list. Okay, all these three subjects are different subjects. They are going to make the laws. If can frame laws on subjects mentioned in the central list. Okay, so it is central list means maybe the for example railway department and also the postal department, telegram department, all these that affairs, foreign affairs department, all these comes under the central government or central list. So about that they are going to make the laws. The financial bill is presented only in the Lok Sabha. So the bill related to the financial matter, about that it is going to pass only in the Lok Sabha, not in Rajya Sabha. Okay, the other bills can be presented in either houses. Remaining, except financial bills, remaining bills can be discussed and also it can be present in both the houses. But whereas the financial bill is going to present only in the Lok Sabha. Here you could have seen that the members who are sitting in the Lok Sabha and also the speaker Meera Naik, she was the president, she was the speaker of the Lok Sabha. The members elected from among themselves a speaker and a deputy speaker. Who is selecting as a speaker and deputy speaker? Among the members who are there in the Lok Sabha, among them the two will be selected, one as speaker, another one is deputy speaker. The speaker has to impartially conduct the proceedings of the house. So maybe they belong to the anything, but impartially they have to lead the proceedings, or they have to conduct the proceedings. No differentiate among anyone. Okay, impartially they have to deal the proceedings. The deputy speaker conduct the proceedings in the absence of the speaker. In case speaker is absent or on leave or any other matter, in the absence of the speaker only, deputy speaker is having a power to proceed the Lok Sabha. Next, the legislative powers, but the bill become law only after proper discussion and approval by both the houses. When that is money bill is or when bill is passed about the law, it has to discuss in both the houses, in Rajya Sabha and as well as in the Lok Sabha. Then it go for the approval of the president. When there is a disagreement between the houses regarding bill, the president may call for a joint session of the parliament and resolve the matter. If any trouble or if any that is not accepting the matter about the bill, at that time if they refuse either from Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha, automatically the president is having a power to call the joint session. Joint session means both Rajya Sabha and also Lok Sabha members are sitting together and he complete regarding the what is troubling about the making the bill pass. Okay, so he is going to call the joint session to get the acceptance. And administrative powers, the members of the parliament ask questions which must be answered by the minister. So there are many members of the parliaments are there other than the selected ministers. Only few of them selected as a ministers, and different subjects are given to look after the welfare. But remaining members are there, no? For them, if they ask any type of question to the elected person or for the responsible person, may including prime minister or who are the cabinet ministers and council of ministers, for them, if anybody asks the question, they should be give the proper answer. Okay, the members of the parliament ask questions which must be answered by the ministers. Okay, the council of ministers can be power only as long as they enjoy the trust of the parliament. Okay, how they are having a power only when the parliament is having trust. Okay, council of ministers can be power only as long as they enjoy the trust of the parliament. So in the parliament they must have a trust, they must work, and also they must maintain their dignity. So then only they can be continue the power. Okay, they must have a trust. Parliament has control over the executive. Who control the executive? The parliament. Who are there in the parliament? MPs, member of parliament. Other than the that is cabinet ministers and also council of ministers, the remaining members are there. No? They control the executive. If they are not accepting their trust and also their work, so they can be resigned. So until they have a trust, so they can be continued. So parliament has control over the executive. So executive members is all the executive members are held responsible for the control of the that is parliament. Now financial parts, union budget in the year 2017, union budget was announced. At that time different topics they have made the law. Lok Sabha exercise the total control over the financial matters of the country. You see, about the financial matter of the country, the Lok Sabha is going to exercise its power. The government cannot levy any tax or spend any money without the permission. Okay, the government has to should not that is empower, or they should not be spend the announce regarding the extra tax or any other thing until consultation of the other members of the parliament. Here the finance bill must be first introduced in Lok Sabha. Okay, finance bill first it has to be introduced in Lok Sabha. If it is passed, after passing from the Lok Sabha, the bill goes to the Rajya Sabha, and Rajya Sabha also gives certain suggestions for the and directions for delaying consent of the bill for the 14 days. So for the Rajya Sabha, 14 days time is given to give the consideration or to give the acceptancy. Within that they have to give acceptancy. If it does not give it consent to the bill within 14 days, it is taken for the granted that Rajya Sabha has approved it. It is in the sent to the president. Within 14 days, if they are not giving that, so they will be considered that they were not agreed. So what are the judicial powers? Both the houses of the parliament have the authority to remove the judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court through a motion of the that is the impeachment. If anybody have that is impeachment activities at that time, that is both the houses, the judicial powers means the chief justice or any other judges, if they committed any mistake at that time they can be impeached. They also have the power to discuss the finding the report related to the judiciary. So whatever the reports are given, that these reports should be sent to the Lok Sabha. Okay, so it is also held responsible. Power to amend the constitution. From both the houses of parliament have equal powers to amend the constitution, and also amendment bill can be presented first in the either house and approved both the houses and required for the amendment. For it has to take approval from both the houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, then it will become a amendment. If only one house approves for the amendment and the other does not, then that amendment cannot be carried out. Okay, both the houses should be agree. If one accepted, another one is refused, means it won't become a amendment. The administrative powers. In a parliamentary system of government, the Prime Minister and his Council of Ministers form the executive. So who form the executive? The Prime Minister along with his cabinet ministers are going to form a executive. Union cabinet is also accountable to the parliament. So there is a union cabinet which is called as the cabinet minister. They are also accountable and they have to maintain the data and also the their policies and also their implementation of everything. They are responsible or accountable for the parliament. Every data and also the instructions should be given for them. Other powers and functions are to frame the laws relating to the powers and also the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court and also the High Court, and to establish one High Court for the two or more states, and to create new states, rename them, to determine the boundaries of the states, to discuss the reports of the committees like the Public Service Commission, Finance Commission, Election Commission, Backward Classes Commission, etc., to approve the declaration of the emergencies like national emergencies, state emergencies and financial emergencies. These were the other parts of the functions of the parliament. Okay, whenever they frame the laws related to the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court and High Courts, it is also one. And for the establishment of the High Court, more than two in each state at that time they have power. And if any state is created newly, and renaming of the state and boundaries at that time, and to discuss the reports of the committee. There are many committees who are going to give the report, from Public Service Commission, Finance Commission, Election Commission, Backward Class Commission. All these at that time they have a power. And also whenever they declare the emergencies, at the time of national emergencies, state emergencies and financial emergencies, that time also they are having a power. Students, so far we have been discussed about the union legislature. Union legislature has three organs: legislature, executive, and judiciary, and also the two houses of the parliament like Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. What are the functions of the Rajya Sabha and also the local parliaments? Everything we have been discussed that. From the next class, we shall discuss about the next concept. Dear students, about this chapter, I am going to give you some question. You should write as a warm fun. First question is, what are the three organs of the union government? What are the functions of the parliament? What are the functions of the parliament? You have to list. That's all. Okay. How many members are there in Rajya Sabha? How many members are there in Lok Sabha? Explain about the structure of the Rajya Sabha. About this question, you should answer it. Thank you, students.